Hi everybody, it's Dandruff with your news cartridge for Tuesday, May 17th, 2016. On Sunday, Hideo Kojima revealed the name of the character portrayed in his logo. Today, he revealed a full body render. This is Ludens. Just magnificent. Terraria is getting an update on its 5th birthday this Sunday. Hey cool, me and Terraria share a birthday. It's been confirmed by Blizzard that moviegoers who see the World of Warcraft movie will indeed get a free copy of World of Warcraft. SteamWorld Heist is making its way to PS4 and PS Vita 2 weeks from today on May 31st and will be a cross-platform purchase, so you only have to buy it once. EA is working with Coldwood Interactive to produce a sequel to Unravel. That should be wonderful. Microsoft is freeing up about 1 million unused gamer tags tomorrow, so now might be the time to pay the $10 fee to get the nickname that you want. The Division is getting updated to 1.2 next week, bringing with it a new incursion. See the description down below for a link to the full changes, as well as links for sources for all of today's stories. Next up are two things that make me feel like a fat kid at a chocolate bar convention. Blizzard is releasing the physical edition of Overwatch a day early, and the signups for Pokemon Go have begun in the US. You can bet your Pokeballs that I am signed up and just waiting for my key. I didn't want to tell you this, but I saved the worst news for last today. Star Trek Online for console will be lacking cross-platform play. The PlayStation exclusive Taukiden 2 has been delayed by a month in order to improve the overall quality of the game and will now release on July 28th. And then the Call of Duty Infinite Warfare trailer is now the second most disliked video on YouTube of all time, beating Rebecca Black's Friday, which, come on, that song is way worse. I can finally give my second-hand opinion on the GTX 1080 because third-party benchmarks are out and the specs have been finalized. Of course, that's next on News Cartridge. Alright, so this is the way I have to cover this because of fair use. It's fair for me to talk about the specs of the GTX 1080 itself, like how it has a GP104 core with a core clock of 1607 and a boost clock of 1733 MHz, 8GB of G5X running at 10 GHz on a 256-bit bus, 2560 CUDA cores, 64 ROPs, 160 texture units, and 7.2 billion transistors. But it's not fair for me to show benchmarks from other people, because if you didn't know, benchmarking is a long, boring process and hard work. So instead, I've given a bunch of links in the description to videos of YouTubers that I trust, and please go watch them for yourself. In conclusion, what I will say is in the future, when the new Titan and GTX 1080 inevitably come out, do not believe the person selling you something about how well it performs. I only saw the 1080 outperforming my two 980s by a wide margin in one game. And if you're just in a hurry to upgrade just to have the best thing, then wait, because these aren't even the best yet. Any numbers you find today from other sources will be from the reference model or Founders Edition card. Aftermarket cards are going to be much faster and deliver better cooling performance while at the same time costing $100 less. Again, I'm not saying don't get a 1080, that it's not worth it. I'm saying the Founders Edition isn't worth it. Getting into a beta for free has been, and hopefully always will be, a great direct exchange between developers and the gamers themselves. We get to play a new game for free for limited time, and developers can stress test their code in order to improve it for everyone. Usually it's win-win, except for when some individuals bite the hand that feeds. Bethesda has held a closed beta for Far Harbor, a piece of DLC that releases tomorrow for Fallout 4, while someone has decided to upload the entirety of the DLC as a free mod, which was downloaded by at least 800 people before being taken down. If people abuse this system, then it could lead to a time where there are no betas, open or closed, and remember, this happened on a closed beta. This means that game code is never properly tested before the release, because let's face it, letting fans play it for free is not only going to cost less, but they'll be able to put in more hours than any debug team. If you get beta access, don't be a thief, and don't be a dick. The quick spot today is for Dragonball Xenoverse 2, which has been announced by Bandai Namco. The teaser site is currently down from being bombarded with requests, and now just redirects to a page playing this trailer. But what I do know is that it's coming to PC, PS4, and Xbox One later this year, and will be seen at E3. Stay tuned to News Cartridge for more on Dragon Ball Xenoverse 2. I want to end today on an odd note, because this next story is how I feel as though the video game industry has been going as a whole, and EA, of all people, might just be the ones to turn everything around, even if they second-guess themselves. When first pitched the idea of a World War I Battlefield game, EA said no. Even though it's just kind of been in the air, that's what gamers have been wanting lately, a throwback game to a world war. Patrick Sounderland said that a World War I game wasn't the most obvious choice because basically a lot of other shooters are going for a more futuristic feel. But I argue that's why people are hungry for a game like Battlefield 1, because the market on good games surrounding either world war is very thin lately. Thankfully, his doubts have been put to rest by the success of the Battlefield 1 trailer on YouTube. Battlefield 1 releases on October 21st. You know what time it is, and it's time for tomorrow's game releases. For PC, Mimic Arena, The Leisure of Grisea, Matris, Ramopolis, YouTuber's Life, Mecho Echo, Lightwalk, Fallout 4 Far Harbor DLC, Anti-Flux, Fleetcom, and Sengoku Jidai, Shadow of the Shogun. For PlayStation 4, Fallout 4 Far Harbor DLC. For Xbox One, Mimic Arena, and Super Knight Riders. Thank you very much, everybody. This has been News Cartridge. I am Dandruff. I will see you tomorrow. And why was the computer geek disappointed by the zoo? Because he couldn't find any RAM.